York. It is the home of Utica-Rome Speedway, and it is the first half mile that the High Rollers will take on in 2024 with Kubota High Limit Racing. Utica-Rome Speedway. Good look at it from our drone shot here as people start to make their way to their seats. It is set to be a fantastic night of racing action. We have once again broken another record. 40 410 sprint cars have signed into the pit area here tonight, breaking the previous record of 30 from back in 2022. I'm Chase Rodman, the commentator for High Limit Racing here in 2024, and the guy sitting next to me tonight in the Hasty Baked Girls booth, he is the voice of Utica-Rome Speedway and the voice of many other things as well, and that is Chris Moore. Chris, it's great to be here, and there are maybe about 500,000 people here tonight.
It is unbelievable. We are jam-packed. We've actually started parking fans in the pit area because the parking lot is so full. They've started parking across the street. There's a Napa right up the pit road. They're parking in the Napa parking lot. It is absolutely mobbed here at Utica-Rome Speedway. Phenomenal to see. Awesome to have the Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series here. Awesome to be with you, Chase. And yeah, I've been excited for this night, and, you know, seeing the amount of people here and everything, I'm 10 times more excited to get going.
Yeah, a lot of people here tonight. Let's take a look at the race schedule. What you're going to be seeing on the racetrack with Kubota High Limit Racing. 40 cars will mean we'll have hot laps and qualifying to kick things off. 4 heat races, a B main, a 30-lap main event, which will pay $12,000 to win. Last year's winner with the All-Star Circuit of Champions was New York's own Danny Varon. We'll see if he can do that again here in 2024. It would be an absolutely monumental win. Speaking of Danny Varon, here are some of the notable entries that you'll be seeing on the racetrack in the sprint cars this evening. This is not all of them. It's just a handful of them. Logan McCandless in car number 29. We saw him last night along with Mark Smith and Kerry Madsen, Matt Farnham, Cy Lynch, and then Anthony Macri down there. A couple guys from Central PA, him and Danny Dietrich, Jordan Thomas, and Davey Franick as well. We lost, I believe it was 2 from last night, but gained a handful more here this evening to make it 40 cars in the pit area. The track facts, let's take a look at those. This is the first half mile of 2024 with Kubota High Limit Racing, as we mentioned. Built here in 1961. It's been around for a hot minute here at Utica-Rome, and the track record set by Justin Peck at 14.711 seconds back on August 21st of 2022, the same year that he actually went to victory lane here at the Utica-Rome Speedway. As we mentioned, it's just the 6th ever 410 sprint car race to ever be held here on the half mile in Vernon, New York. And you get a good look at it right there. This track, it is going to get slick in a hurry. We talked to some drivers in the pit area that have been here a few times, and they say this place gets like an ice skating rink out there when it comes feature time. You really got to be careful with that throttle pedal. And a guy that knows a lot about being careful with the throttle pedal is Tony Laporta. Tony, how you doing down there?
Chase, I learned to be careful with the throttle pedal because when we're driving the rental car around the country, you get so nervous when we're in traffic, and I don't want to freak you out. So yes, I've really learned to modulate. That's the word of the night down here. Modulate the throttle pedal in our Mitsubishi Outland. I don't know what it is, but we've been in it for a long time. It feels like this road trip, and we are here at Utica-Rome. You talked about it. A lot of drivers have told us to expect a very slick racetrack. Local Dave Axton, he actually guaranteed me. He said, prepare to see the slickest racetrack you've ever seen in your life here tonight. And I said, that's a mighty big claim, Dave. He said, well, get ready, because this place is going to get gut slick. Those were his words. I have found myself here at the pond inside the infield of Utica-Rome. And if you know me and you watch the broadcast back at East Bay, I love sources of water. I love bodies of water at racetracks. I thought about taking the on clouds off, peeling up or rolling up the 511 pants here and getting down into the water. I was talked out of it. This water seems a bit deeper, a little bit more discolored. I wasn't sure what I might find if I get down there into this small pond they have in the infield, just off the middle part of the infield here at Utica-Rome. They've got the hose, they've got the pump. I'm guessing this is where they fill up a few of the water trucks here to work their way around the speedway. But The point is water and moisture on the track tonight. That's going to be a big talking point. We already talked about the guys that have promised us it's going to be gut slick. Justin Peck, he talked about the only 2 times he's ever raced here before. 2019, a third place finish in 2022 when he scored the win ahead of Brent Marks and Tyler Courtney. He said both those race days, it actually rained early in the day, and he's only pounded around this place when it is fast and a little juiced up. He said he's never raced here on a more traditional New York style slick racetrack. So a lot of the locals are prepared for that kind of configuration and that kind of track setup, Chase. But the high rollers, the drivers that are traveling all year with us chasing a championship with Kubota High Limit Racing, they are not as suited. They may not be as prepared for what a lot of them are calling New York style slick. I know you're thinking of New York style thin crust. That's what I'm thinking of, at least. But these New York tracks get super slick. Brad Sweet talked about it last night in Victory Lane. Even when he's successful, they still have a hard time really exactly finding what they need on these tracks up here in New York that just get a different kind of slick. Gritty is the word that we heard so many times yesterday and this afternoon in the pit area. So I'm going to make sure there's no bass or bluegill or anything that I need to break the fly rod out for. And while I do that, we're going to check in with a few commercials here. Don't go anywhere, folks. Live coverage of night number 17 with Kubota High Limit Racing is coming up here on FloRacing.
I love New York, New York, New York.
Name me a famous song about New York.
About New York? New York. Most iconic New York song?
The best New York song? Well, I'm trying to think of what New York songs there are.
New York song? Well, my daughter always sings that New York City. New York, I guess I don't know, Frank Sinatra or something, but is it Frank Sinatra?
New York, Frank Sinatra, or the Jay-Z song, not sure what it's called, but that's iconic New York song.
Yeah, the old one. She sings it, but I'm not a good pop music person, so, I think that I really don't know any other options.
I don't know the name of it, but all I can think about is the New York. I don't know what the song name is called, though.
Empire State of Mind. Jay-Z, probably in, what is it, Alicia Keys?
No, it was a girl singer.
Yeah. Were they together on that song? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the best.
In New York. I don't know, something like that, right?
I'm not gonna sing. Taylor Swift, Welcome to New York. Did Brad say that?
What do you think? Yeah, no, nobody said that.
Probably Frank Sinatra.
I think I'm old school, so Frank Sinatra.
Good look at the parking lot. The people are making their way into the facility here at Utica-Rome for the Double Down at Utica-Rome, located here in Vernon, New York. A 2-hour drive. I believe it's east there from Outlaw Speedway in Dundee, New York last night. Good look at some of the drivers getting a look at this racetrack before they hit the speedway in just a few minutes for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Some of those drivers pictured there looks like Kerry Madsen and I think Zeb Wise back there as well. A couple of those guys were in the race here last year with the All-Star Circuit of Champions, where we saw one of New York's own grab the victory in the biggest win of his career. Let's rewind back to 2023 and take a look at the highlights.
Here at Utica-Rome Speedway, it's showtime! Danny Barron going to lead the drag race into turn number 1. Look at the madman Kerry Madsen hustle the high side.
Madsen rolled the top side, had to get out of it a little bit, as we've mentioned all night. There is no cushion in turn number 2, but out of turn number 4, the local boy, Danny Barron, will lead the opening lap of our 30-lap 410 Sprint Car A main. Meanwhile, up front, Danny Barron's already in lap traffic. We got one car ducking into the infield. Barron by everybody. That's Trank in the infield. Barron leads the way.
John Trenka into the infield, and boy, Danny Barron had to thread the needle between a lap car And oh, there's the Madman. Kerry Madsen to the top spot. Maybe problems for Barron through lap traffic there. I looked away, and Barron takes the top spot back.
I saw it there on your screen. Barron slipped off the embankment in turn number 4, lost momentum down the straightaway. Madsen got by him. Barron now got to tiptoe a little bit up there on the top side. Better this time off of 4. Barron back to the lead with more lap traffic in play in front of your leaders.
The high side of 3 and 4 seems a little bit better than the high side in 1 and 2. The bottom of 1 and 2 very strong, and that's where Chris Wyndham continues to run and pull away. I say that, and a lap car goes down to the bottom, so Wyndham shoots the high side, and here comes Courtney down to the inside. Tyler Courtney uses the lap car to his advantage and slips into 3rd.
Yeah, Wyndham made the mistake, as you said. Blake, the top side in 1 and 2, not as good. Wyndham went there. Courtney gets by, and now all of a sudden, not too far in front of him, is the 55 of Kerry Madsen. Madsen's just a couple of car lengths behind Barron. Barron all of a sudden struggling behind the lap car of Jacob Dykstra.
Madsen nearly slipped off the embankment, and that almost cost him. How about Chris Wyndham, though? He's coming back on the hammer. A lap ago, he's about 5 car lengths off of Tyler Courtney. As I say that, now it's quite the advantage. And here comes Sunshine. Tyler Courtney to second down the backstretch.
Tyler Courtney makes the move to the bottom side off of turn number 2. Courtney now in second, but you see about the distance as Barron works off of turn number 4. More lap traffic for the 01 of Danny Barron. Courtney just a second and a half behind Danny Barron, still 12 laps to go. Friesen threads the needle around the top side of Chris Wyndham. Friesen now back into the top 5. Now with a run off of turn number 2. He'll go the high-low switch to the inside of Kerry Madsen. Friesen really putting the moves on, looking right at home in a sprint car.
Boy, we have watched him, Chris, all night long continue to get more comfortable and more comfortable, and he seems to be right at home right now, pressuring Kerry Madsen. That's a race for the 4th spot off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, side by side, give the advantage to Friesen in turn 3.
I'm telling you, you don't want a yellow if you're one of these top 3 guys. The 79 is absolutely marching right now. He's around Kerry Madsen, but it's a long way to Zeb Wise, who runs in 3rd. Wise trying to get closer to Kerry Madsen. Everybody chasing Danny Barron as we come to 2 to go.
This time by 2 laps to go for Danny Barron. Can he hang on? His lead at over 1.5 seconds, but Tyler Courtney can see the tail tank. But boy, is Courtney going to have to find another gear. Zeb Wise starting to close in on him. Laps winding down the lead at just over 10 car lengths.
I was just going to say, if Courtney gets there, Wise might get there as well. Zeb Wise isn't too far out of the distance from Tyler Courtney. White flag is out. One more time. 4 more corners for Danny Barron and a national 4:10 sprint car win. Barron off of turn number 2 for the final time.
Danny Barron works into turns 3 and 4 for the final lap. Off of turn number 4. Can Barron hang on for the win? Tyler Courtney rolls off the bottom, but off of turn number 4, Danny Barron wins. He wins at Utica-Rome.
A monumental win last year for that guy right there, the 0-1 of Danny Barron, and he is going to be looked at a little bit more by his competitors here tonight, Chris. It wasn't too long ago as well. I believe it was actually last year with the World of Outlaws at Weed Sport. He sat on the pole of that race as well. This track right up the alley of that guy right there, Danny Barron.
Yeah, Danny Barron is 100% a gasser, and a big half-mile racetrack that requires you to be a little bit careful but also be on the gas plays right up his alley. And like you said, he's a guy that grew up here. His dad is a longtime Northeast Dirt Modified racer here in the Northeast who's won several times at a lot of different places, including Utica-Rome Speedway. But Danny's found his liking in sprint car racing. He's one of the best 360 sprint car racers here in the state of New York, and they've got a 410 engine, and whenever the National Series are in town, Danny Barron is a threat, and he proved that he was a big-time threat last year.
Along with that all-star win, a 6-time Empire Super Sprint winner here, a Patriot Sprint Tour winner, and a 2-time winner as well with the CRSA 305s. Now, we talked about Barron and all his success. Now, there are 10 of the 16 full-time competitors with Kubota High-Limit Racing that will be seeing this racetrack for the very first time here tonight. We'll see how quickly they can adapt. Let's take a look at the point standings here right now with Kubota High Limit as we roll into race number 17. Brad Sweet currently shows the way. He's got a 36-point lead after last night's win over Tyler Courtney, a 117-point lead over the 19 of Brent Marks, 160 back to Corey Day in 4th, 242 back to Rico Abreu, and then it is Spencer Baston, Justin Peck, PPM, Zeb Wise, and Jacob Allen. They currently round out the top 10 in Kubota High Limit Racing point standings. Also, speaking of 10, how about the last 10 winners? Laps with Kubota. You're going to see one name on there quite a bit here. He's been absolutely dominant with this series. No doubt one of the best, if not the best car in the country right now is Brad Sweet. Got the win last night in Dundee, New York at Outlaw Speedway. Tyler Courtney got the win at Kokomo on Monday. Then it was Brent Marks, and then Brad Sweet went on a three-peat there. Tic-tac-toe 3 in a row. 34 both nights at Lakeside. Corey Day at Riverside, and then Brad Sweet, Corey Day. So not too many different winners over the last 10, but tonight I certainly think that that could change here, Chris, because not only we got Danny Varon, we got some other guys out there that can contend with these guys at Utica-Rome Speedway.
Yeah, like, we talked a little bit earlier, and you guys don't get up here to the state of New York very much, so it's its own animal. Tony talked about it earlier, how slick it can get around here, so it's definitely a different place, unique style of racing you get up here in New York as opposed to other places across the country, and so that throws a little bit of a wild card in things. Of course, last night got pretty slick at Outlaw, and Brad Sweet did what Brad Sweet does and drove to the front, and it doesn't matter where you go, the big cat's going to be a guy running up front. But this is a unique place, a big half mile that requires a lot of throttle control, and it's definitely going to throw a wild card in things, and I think you do have a good chance to see a different winner tonight.
You got a good look at the MX, the dirt bike track out there, located way outside of turn number 2. Quite the elaborate course back there, Chris. Have you made any laps on that thing?
I should get out on a side-by-side or a four-wheeler or do something, but I don't own any of them, so if I did, the owner probably wouldn't be too happy with me. But no, that actually is pretty busy. They just had a practice and a race last weekend in the rain. They were out there, so yeah, it's pretty busy place around here. Utica-Rome Speedway is. Unfortunately, we don't get to go to Fonda tomorrow night, but yeah, it's we're pretty busy around here.
I know Maverick McFadden was over there earlier making some laps on his bike. No motor on that thing and no pedals, but he was making some laps. Tony, I know you got a good look at that dirt bike track as well earlier.
Yeah, I was running laps on it earlier today, getting my cardio in, Chase. But I actually was going to reference exactly what you said. Maverick McFadden and Zoe, James McFadden's wife and child, back in the States. Talked about that last night before the feature rolled out. They making it here into the States a little bit later than James did. He flew out of Australia back on April 2nd, and they got into the States Monday morning about 4 or 5 a.m. before the Kokomo race took place out there, and he's ecstatic to have Zoe and Maverick back with him. But yeah, if folks watching this have a Twitter or an X or whatever it's called now, you can go to the High Limit Racing social and see a really cool video that Brian got of James and Maverick McFadden on their Maverick's on his bike. James running right alongside Maverick, making sure he doesn't fall over. But yeah, the motocross track looks like it's been getting a workout already today. Maverick McFadden has been laying the laps down.
Certainly has, and you get to look at the drivers. There's a little bit more water applied to the surface here, so going to be a little bit behind for 6:30 p.m. hot laps. But that might be a good thing for that guy right there. That is Parker Evans in car number 3P. Chris, would you say he pulled in maybe 3.5 minutes ago?
Yeah, we were sitting here and you literally just looked at me and said, I think Parker Evans just pulled in. So
yes.
Yeah, it was we were talking for sure. We were here live. I think it was during the content piece, wasn't it?
Yeah. The driver out of Appalachian, New York has just rolled in. We knew he was going to be a little bit late, but that is pushing the limit there for Parker Evans, but good to see that he did make it here tonight. As you can see, the water truck making a couple passes here. Now, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, he is absolutely going to flood this thing with all that water. Chris, that is not the case here. It's almost like watering a little bit less of a harder concrete out there with how this racetrack is, and that's just how it is. That is how it is around here at Utica-Rome Speedway. That'll get blown off real quick. One thing I was told earlier on that not too long ago, Brett Deo, the owner of this racetrack, did add what looks to be like maybe an 8 to 10 inch like man-made cushion on the top of this racetrack, which it seems to have, from what I've been told, helped the racing even more.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of weeks ago, our last Three Bastards Brewing modified feature. Everybody was kind of stuck in the slick around the bottom, right through the middle, and Matt Shepard, I talked about Brad Sweet doing Brad Sweet things. Matt Shepard did what he does. He was the first one to get up there and use that man-made cushion and went from 9th to 1st in the last, I don't know, 10 laps or so. Kind of similar to what he did last night at Outlaw on that last restart. Went from 6th to 2nd in a handful of laps. So yeah, there is a lip up there. You just have to be brave enough and careful enough to get on it, get around it, and use it well. But that will be, I imagine a lot of these sprint car guys will be on it tonight.
There's two guys right there that just picked up their best Kubota High-Limit Racing finishes of the year. In the last two races, Zeb Wise finished third last night at Outlaw after leading 15 laps, and Spencer Baston drove from 12th to 2nd at Kokomo Speedway in Indiana on Monday night, and they look to try and have maybe that first win of the season here this evening. Zeb's been here on a previous occasion, finished back in the, I believe it was the 5th position here at the Utica-Rome Speedway in 2023. Let me double check that. It's actually third year in 2023. And Spencer Basin, on the other hand, never been to Utica before. He was 8th last night at Outlaw. We're going to take a quick break here on FloRacing and come back. Hopefully we got hot laps coming up here very soon. But for now, we'll take a quick break and thank some of the sponsors.
Folks, welcome back to FloRacing's live coverage of night number 17 of the 2024 Kubota High Limit Racing season. As Chase was talking about right before we went to break, they've watered the track here. I miraculously just made it all the way up that track without slipping or falling or even getting close. I am proud of myself. I know you probably are as well. We've got some drivers up here hanging out, taking a look at everything, and you know, while we got downtime and drivers without helmets on, we're going to talk to them. Danny Dietrich is standing right here. You knew I was coming for you. You are prolific, to say the least, on Twitter. Sometimes you upset people, but I thought today you used it for a really cool reason. You explained what went wrong last night and what's been kind of going wrong for you guys. Give the folks who are not fortunate enough to follow you on Twitter, an explanation as to what you posted and why.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been fighting the car not being very good here lately, and not up to our standards at least. Fighting to qualify rather than fighting for wins. So just kind of got back to the drawing board. We've squared this thing. This is the third time today, and just decided we're going to square it left to right in the car. And didn't take a huge hit on the rear end at the Grove the other week, but apparently the rear end took the brunt of the force because the face of it was bent, which would be the case of the rear, and it just threw the rear off center, which there's a lot of guys in the pits. They square them front to rear and kind of hook a W-link up and let it ride unless there's a reason to believe it's bent. So didn't really think that there was a reason to be, have a bent rear center section, but obviously there was. The wheel survived, stuff like that. So the torque tube was straight, but just had the rear bound up out of square, and we changed rears and changed some other stuff, and hopefully we'll be good to go for today. Yeah, you talked about the torque tube thankfully being straight. Had that not been straight, that honestly probably could have damaged your engine at least somehow, right? Yeah, I mean, if you run stuff, I don't know if it hurt your motor, but just running stuff out of square just isn't good for drive line and all things above. So we put a new torque tube in. We know the one that was in the car was straight, but we just put a new one in because we put another rear end just to be safe. So we worked pretty hard today. Changed motors. It's probably going to get pretty slick here tonight, and we want to be able to have a drivable race car. So hopefully we're good to go. We drew a decent number here for the second group, and we'll see what happens here in about an hour.
All right, thanks so much. That's Danny Dietrich. 25 races he's been in already here in 2024, has picked up 3 victories. So he is always someone to watch when we come up here to the Northeast. Just like that, you've seen cars taken off and start being pushed out onto the back straightaway. So, Chase, we're going to go back up to you guys in the booth. It looks like we're going to have cars on track here very, very shortly.
Yeah, Dirt Draft Hot Laps are making their way onto the racetrack right now. Dirt Draft will be the presenting sponsor of Hot Laps for every high limit racing event in 2024. The Dirt Draft app allows you to play against hundreds of dirt racing fans across the country. Simply select 5 drivers each night while staying under a $100,000 salary cap and accumulate points in the process. Use those points at the speed shop to buy all kinds of things. Download the Dirt Draft app today or visit dirtdraft.com for more information. New subscribers will they will receive a free Kubota High Limit Racing t-shirt shipped right to you, and also a $50 promo code to Death Ridge Optical, a $20 code to get My Race Pass All Access, $10 to GottaRace.com, and $10 to HuntTheFront.com. Cars on the racetrack right now for the first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. First car on the speedway making his way into turn number 1 now from Harding, Pennsylvania. That's the Mechanical Service Company, White Bread Racing Enterprises, Valley Chevrolet, Slade Shocks, Pribula Industries, number 79. It's Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas in car number 79. And making his way around the outside of him from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia. The 87 speed Sterling Lubricants, Paul Wino Snap-On, Randy's Racing Filters, Al Parker Engines, number 10B. It's the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Kerry Madsen in the 10B. And from Lubbock, Texas, driving the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock Wrecker, 5 Nights Truck Accessories, ShopTruckParts.com. Number 1, it's Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in car number 1. And from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, in the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs number 19. That is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in car number 19. From Sussex, New Jersey, driving the Dave Franek Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Escape Power Sports Plus, Atlantic Battery Systems, Lanes Yamaha, number 28F. That's No Panic, Davey Franek. Davey Franek in car number 28F. And making his High Limit Racing debut tonight from Fultonville, New York, it's the TJ Allen Bulk Services, Scenic View Campground, Westford Painting Company, Fish Creek Sand and Gravel, 87 speed, number 4P. It's Chase Moran. Chase Moran in the 4P. Passing him on the back straightaway from Apollo, Pennsylvania. Driving the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, Mav Motorsports, number 42. It's Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in car number 42. Also, car rolling down the front stretch now at the flag stand. He's out of St. Matthew de Belleisle, Quebec, Canada. The Mechanic Usinage, FM Industries, Staler Ventilation, Mega Poppage, Epic Racer number 28, Jordan Poirier. Jordan Poirier in car number 28. Those are the cars here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Good look at Jordan Poirier right there, the driver out of Quebec. French is the number 1 language for him. Making his way down here to upstate New York, the 2-time and defending Empire Super Sprints champion. And Brenham Crouch, there he is, in car number 1, making his first 2 starts this weekend in the state of New York. Last night just barely missed out on the feature over at Outlaw Speedway. We'll see how he does here this evening. As you can see on your screen, if you're watching home on Flow, and if you're here in the grandstands, a little bit of water on the racetrack right now. That should not take too much time at all to run that in, especially with all the push trucks on the track, the sprint cars on the track. Should be underway here momentarily for the first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. Tonight, the driver who is going to be the DJ of the night is Tyler Courtney in car number 7 BC. Last night it was Zeb Wise. Got some pretty good reviews about his playlist. So tonight it is Tyler Courtney's turn to play some music here at the Utica-Rome Speedway. And, well, since we got a little bit of extra time here, we might as well hit one of his songs right now. It's just been told over the one-way communication device from the High Limit Racing officials. We are actually going to bring out the second group of hot laps out of the racetrack as well, and they are going to help pack in the racing surface. As soon as the surface is packed in, they will pull back off the racetrack, and then they'll come back on when they are supposed to. So we got that car out there right there. That is Corey Eliason in car number 8. Also looks like coming onto the speedway will be the 7NY of Matt Farnham, as Corey Eliason, the driver out of Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, CF Moto, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Rasmussen Service Center, number 8 car. And there is Matt Farnham out of Buffalo, New York, the Airport Collision, Fiberworks Composites, Get It Dumpsters, number 7NY. And there is Jacob Allen out of Hanover, PA, the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop, number 1A. Jacob Allen. And also getting pushed off now on the back straightaway out of Leesport, Pennsylvania. That's the Specialty Rigging, Red Robin, Mid-Atlantic Machinery, Worms Hardscaping, number 10X of Reese Nowatarski. Reese Nowatarski in the 10X. Also getting pushed off on the backstretch from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Mobile One, Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83. It's James McFadden. James McFadden in car number 83. And getting fired off now out of Hannibal, New York, the Tom's Auto, JB Farms Logging, Van Loo Septic, Big Awesome Barbecue, Combs Trucking, number 66H. It is Jordan Hutton. Jordan Hutton in car number 66H. And about to make his way onto the speedway as well from Amsterdam, New York, the Miller Excavating and Landscape, Hutchinson Farm, Deneen's Repair Service, Stars Cafe, Panther Frameworks, number 88C. It is Chad Miller. Chad Miller in the 88C. Top of the racetrack is just about worked in around the Utica-Rome Speedway. The bottom, especially on the straightaways, is kind of the issue that we are working with right now to get that ran in. An absolutely fantastic crowd has arrived here at Utica-Rome for race number 17 of 2024. And we are so glad that each and every one of you is here tonight supporting Kubota High Limit Racing. Look at that crowd right there from our top shooters on the roof of the press box. Vendor area was absolutely jam-packed as well earlier on. It was buzzing as there's so many t-shirt trailers here tonight with Kubota High Limit. Not only do the drivers with the series full-time get their t-shirt trailers back there, but as does some of the drivers that show up just for one night. Danny Dietrich's got his back there. Anthony Macary's got his back there. Logan McCandless, Dylan Norris, a handful of other guys have their t-shirt trailers and vans set up as well tonight. Not sure if Tony Laporta is anywhere to be found. I was looking over at the pond to see if he was fishing, but I don't see him down there. Tony, what are you seeing down there right now? Obviously, the track trying to get worked in. It looks like the corners are getting pretty close.
I really wish I would have brought my 6-weight, 4-piece fly rod with us to New York, because I'd be over in that pond right now throwing loops. But we're taking a look right now at Austin Wenrick and Brad Alexander on the Crouch number 1, and then between them is Jake Argo, Tyler Courtney's crew chief. Those two guys, Alexander and Wenrick on Brenham Crouch's car, they were joking with me, Chase. They made a reference you'll enjoy very much. They said this place out here right now looks like an ice hockey rink, because we were talking about, I think they were planning Wednesday of this coming week to go play a little bit of ice hockey. Wenrick and Brad Alexander right there. Sometimes Tyler Tessemaker from Zeb Wise's race car. Parker Price Miller's been known to lace up the skates and shred a little ice. They have a hockey league back in the Indianapolis area, and they said, hey, you know, this place kind of looks like an ice rink right now. Chase, what do you think? Does it look like a hockey rink?
It definitely does. I walked across it earlier, and I couldn't believe how smooth the racing surface is here at Utica-Rome. Obviously, it'd be tough to play ice hockey on it. Number one, it's not ice, and number two, it's got about I don't know, Chris, what's the degrees of banking you think out there? Maybe 8 degrees of banking. You'd be probably sliding down to the bottom with some ice skates on.
I would definitely want to be the team defending the ice on the higher side of the racetrack than the lower side of the racetrack. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Tony, I was supposed to actually partake in that hockey game. I've only skated twice in my life, but I think if I had like a stick, maybe that could help push me around the rink a little bit, but was supposed to partake. Unfortunately, they could not get the rink rented out for that night.
I think it was they were so intimidated by your coordination, Chase. They didn't want to see you just fly up and down the rink. I've seen you run on ground, and I know that you on ice would be quite a show. So, yeah, maybe a stick would have helped you keep your balance a little bit better. I think that's how most guys that get to the show do it. Anyway, I made it up turns 1 and 2 here, and yes, it was very slick, but an astute observation on your part, Chase, it is not actually ice, so it was not that hard to make it up the track. And I'm just going to spitball on banking right here. You guys were talking about 8 or 9 degrees of banking. It's Fast Friday in Indianapolis, and the corners there are 9 degrees of banking. These are just a little bit less than that, so yeah, 8 or 7 is what I'd feel comfortable saying.
Yeah, I just took a wild guess. I mean, I knew it could not be very much here at the Utica-Rome Speedway. Not very banked at all. We were at the Outlaw Speedway last night. Relatively higher banks there over at that speedway. You see a couple of drivers now pulling off the racetrack. Those are the drivers in the second Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. And it looks like we are now ready to turn these guys loose for the first time here tonight. It is Utica-Rome Speedway, the double down at Utica-Rome. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1 is green for the first time here tonight. Good look at Jordan Thomas right there. Was second with the Empire Super Sprints here at Utica-Rome back in 2023. Finished 18th last night at the Outlaw Speedway after winning the B-Main. And there is No Panic Davey Franek, a 2-time Empire Super Sprints winner here at the half mile. Fastest lap right now is set by Brenham Crouch at 18.250, 18250. Jordan Poyer's up into second at 18.527. And then Jordan Thomas, 18.709. Caution comes out. Fastest right now, 18.250. The drivers here with Kubota High Limit are actually going to pace around slowly, get a little bit more separated out there on the racetrack, and then we'll turn them loose for a green-white checkered to finish this Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Back to green flag conditions here in session number 1. See if anybody can beat the time of Brenham Crouch at 18.250. Remember that track record, a 14.711. There goes one driver now into the 17-second bracket. Davey Franek is fastest overall at 17.377. Brenham Crouch 17.575. And then Jordan Poyer 17.600. Lots of smoke out of the 42 of Cy Lynch as he rolled into turn number 1, but that car still under power as he works down the back straightaway. Checkered flag comes out. Davey Franek will be the fastest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1, 17.377 for No Panic. He'll show the way in session 1. Brent Marks was second, quick at car number 19, 17.558. Brenham Crouch, 17.575. Jordan Poyer in 17.600. And Cy Lynch at 17.649. The top 5 after session number 1. Jordan Thomas in 6th and Chase Moran in 7th. Next group of cars making their way trackside now, led out by the driver out of Buffalo, New York, the airport collision. Fiberworks Composites, Get It Dumpsters number 7NY. That's Matt Farnham. Matt Farnham in the 7NY. And pulling up next to him from Leesport, Pennsylvania, the specialty rigging, Red Robin, Mid-Atlantic Machinery, Worms Hardscaping number 10X of Reese Nowatarski. Reese Nowatarski in the 10X. From Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, CF Moto, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Rasmussen Service Center number 8. It's Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in car number 8. And getting pushed off now from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Mobile One, Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation number 83. It's James McFadden. James McFadden in car number 83. From Amsterdam, New York, the Miller Excavating and Landscape, Hutchinson Farm, Deneen's Repair Service, Stars Cafe, Panther Frameworks number 88C. It's Chad Miller. Chad Miller in the 88C. And also on the racetrack from Hanover, PA, the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop number 1A. It's Jacob Allen. Jacob Allen in the 1A. Final car in this session from Hannibal, New York. It's the Tom's Auto, JB Farms Logging, Van Loose Septic, Big Awesome Barbecue, Combs Trucking number 66H. It's Jordan Hutton. Jordan Hutton in the 66H as we go green in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Fastest so far, Reese Nowatarski, 18.332. Corey Eliason now 18.146. Eliason is 8th so far, McFadden 9th at 18.214. So track slowing down considerably here after one session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Jacob Allen now the fastest in this group at 7th, quick at 17.950 as the checkered flag comes out. So checkered is out, yellow's on as Jacob Allen will be the fastest in that group. He is currently 7th overall, 17.950, 17950. Corey Eliason was 9th quick at 18.146. James McFadden 10th quick at 18.214. Chad Miller 11th and Reese Nowatarski in 12th as Davey Franek still the quickest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 17.377. Next group of cars rolling trackside. They are led out by last year's All-Star Circuit of Champions winner. From Fonda, New York, the St. Lawrence Radiology, BDR Speed, Charles Tibbetts Masonry, B&B Property Services, Westward Painting number 01, Danny Varon. Danny Varon in the 01. And from Clovis, California, the Sand Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, Driven to Save Lives, number 14, it's Corey Day. Corey Day in car number 14. From Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk 6 Torsion Bars, Town Line Variety, Indy Race Parts, High Performance Lubricants number 9P. It's the law firm, Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in the 9P. From Canton, Illinois, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Zip Bonds, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Elliott's Custom Trailers number 55. That's Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in the 55. And from Monrovia, Indiana, the Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, CoastalRaceParts.com, number 13, it's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in car number 13. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, the SCC Trucking, PhilPools.com, Polk Brothers Racing, Dynatech Controls number 17. That's 20-year-old Dylan Norris. Dylan Norris in car number 17. And from Gettysburg, PA, the Derek Snyder Self-Made Racing, Weikert's Livestock, RV 4-wheel drive, and York Excavating number 48 to Danny Dietrich. And your final car in this one, last night's winner out of Grass Valley, California, the Casey Kane Racing, Mike Kerr, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Nashville Racewheels number 49, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. Couple guys already on the cushion as they make their way around Utica-Rome Speedway. Once again, that is actually a man-made cushion up there, about 6 to 8 inches tall. Fastest so far, Parker Price Miller, 8th quick at 17:9:45. Getting a look at Danny Dietrich trying to work that Weikert's Livestock car around the speedway. Corey Day now up to 6th quick at 17:9:17. Now Day up to 2nd quick, 17:483. 17:483. PPM right behind him, 3rd quick at 17:536. Checkered is out, yellow's on, fastest in that group, and now 2nd overall, 17:483 for the number 14 of Corey Day. Parker Price Miller was 3rd quick at 17:536, and then behind them from that group was Danny Varon back in 10th in the 0-1 at 18:063. Davey Franick still showing the way here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 17.377 seconds. More cars rolling out of the racetrack. The first one out there from Mercer, Pennsylvania. That's the Bill McCandless Ford. McCandless Ford Meadville. Priest Enterprises High-Tech Lubricants number 29. Logan McCandless. Logan McCandless in the 29. And from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, the Sterling Lubricants, Paul Wino Snap-On, Randy's Racing Filters, Al Parker Engines number 10. It's Mark Smith. Mark Smith in car number 10. Also out there from Goshen, New York, the TAM Enterprises, Newman's Racing Engines, DMI, Smith Titanium, King Racing Products, number 10K. Making his High Limit Racing debut tonight is Joe Cotta. Joe Cotta in car number 10K. And from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, the J&S Classics Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Class 1 Transportation, number 39M. It's Anthony Macri. Anthony Macri in the 39M. From Minden, Nevada, now living in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Race Oil, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Hall of Vodka, number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in car number 88. And passing by him on the inside from Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Redeem Foundation, Hager Realty, number 26 of Zeb Wise. Zeb Wise in the 26. Making his High Limit Racing debut tonight from Port Byron, New York, the Highside Raceware, Leo's Donut Factory, 2C Racing number 2, Dave Axton. Dave Axton in car number 2. Final car in this session out of Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, the New Trend Homes, Napa Auto Parts of Gettysburg, Silk Plumbing, Edgeweb Design number 66. It is Ryan Newton. Ryan Newton in the 66. Green flag is out in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. Waiting for lap times to come across our screen. Fastest so far is Tanner Thorson, 19th quick at 18.741. So it was a fast in the first group, then not so fast in the second group, fast in the third group, and now here we are in the fourth group. It looks like it's slowed back down here. Zeb Wise now 19th quick, it's 18.727. He's followed closely by Tanner Thorson at 18.741 in 20th. That's the end of session number 4. The fastest in that group was 19th overall, the number 26 of Zeb Wise, 18.708. Right behind him, Tanner Thorson in 20th, Anthony Macri in 22nd, Mark Smith in 26th. So the track may be losing some speed here late in the Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Davey Franick still fastest, 17.377 over Corey Day, Parker Price Miller, Brent Marks, and Brenham Crouch. Next group of cars rolling onto the racetrack, led out by the driver out of St. Helena, California. It's the Rico Abreu Kerbag Agenian Racing, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Pacific Boring, Lucas Oil, Cannon Filters, number 24, Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in car number 24. And from Lowville, New York, it's the Westward Paint Company, Tioga Construction, Empire Chrysler Dodge, Logan's Equipment, SunTrick Electricity, number 3, Denny Peebles. Denny Peebles in car number 3. And the DJ of the night gets fired off now from Indianapolis, Indiana. The NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Spires Motorsports, number 7 BC of Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in car number 7 BC. From Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, nice Crete and Landis block. JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, FillPools.com, number 5. This is Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in car number 5. And from Geneva, New York, the E-Lab Smokers Boutique, 103.5, Big Dog Country, Trinity Home Renovations, AB Installation, number 21. It's Jonathan Preston. Jonathan Preston in the 21. Out of Enumclaw, Washington, driving the Casey Kane race with Mike Kerr, Brumo's Collection, Factory Kane Shocks, Kane Screen Print number 9. It's Casey Kane. Casey Kane in car number 9. Green flag is out. We got one more car on the racetrack from South Onondaga, New York. It's the Monroe Mechanical, Petrie Painting, Wirtz Automotive, Panther Frameworks, Donath Motorworks, number 53. It is Sean Donath. Sean Donath in car number 53. Looking at the lap times, fastest is looks like Rico Abreu, 12th quickest at 18.132 so far in this one. Tyler Courtney, 18th quick at 18.349. '11th quick now for Rico Abreu at 18.132. And Spencer Baston with that lap goes up to 15th fastest at 18.148. Checkered flag comes out, and that will do it tonight for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, the fastest overall tonight. Driving car number 28F. It is No Panic, Davey Franick, 17.377. 17.377, Davey Franick, fastest overall. Corey Day, second quick at 17.483. Parker Price Miller, third at 17.536. Brent Marks at fourth at 17.558. And Brenham Crouch in fifth at 17.575. Then behind them is Jordan Poirier, Cy Lynch, Jordan Thomas, Jacob Allen, and Danny Vera in the top 10. Next up is Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. They are the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealer and the #1 Intech trailer dealer. No one sells more Toter Homes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toter Home or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying will have 2 cars on the racetrack at the same time going for 2 laps. That driver's fastest lap will then set them up for a heat race later on tonight. Right now, the track record is a 14.711. That lap time set on August 21st of 2022 by Justin Peck. So I think it's safe to say right now, Chris Moore, that that track record might be safe. We're only about, like 3 seconds off.
Yeah, I think that is going to make it to the year 2025. I think we're in good shape there.
Yeah, no doubt. We got there's Parker Evans, did not make it onto the racetrack there. And remember, we mentioned it. He pulled in about 3.5 minutes after we went live on the air. So Parker Evans, the driver out of Appalachian, New York, making his way onto the speedway, probably just to fire the engine to make sure that everything is okay on that machine. Tony.
Yeah, Chase, we just crossed the track down into the infield here. I think you got qualifying starting. I'll hold off. Let's go up top.
All right, thanks, Tony. Here we go. The first 2 cars onto the racetrack here for Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying from St. Matthew de Belleau, Quebec, Canada. The Mechanic Usinage, FM Industries, Staler Ventilation, Mega Pompage, Epic Racer number 28 of Jordan Poirier. And also on the racetrack from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, the GrewBid.com, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs for 19 of Brent Marks. Brent Marks of the 19, Jordan Poirier in the 28. Lap 1 for Poirier, 17.724, 177.724. Lap 1 for Brent Marks. He goes to the top, 16.839. That's the first time we've been in the 16-second bracket tonight. 16.839 for Brent Marks on lap 1. Poirier coming off of turn number 4, the 2-time Empire Super Sprints champion. He will go a little bit slower, 17.935. And for Brent Marks, he's faster, 16.790, 167.90. Brent Marks sets the bar high here in Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying as the first car out. So Brent Marks, 16.790. Jordan Poirier, 17.724. Coming out next, out of Alice Springs, or not Alice Springs, but St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the 87 Speed Sterling Lubricants, Paul Wino, Snap-on, Randy's Racing Filters, Al Parker Engines, number 10B. Here is Kerry Madsen. And also on the racetrack, the fastest driver earlier on in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Out of Sussex, New Jersey, the Dave Frantic Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Escape Power Sports Plus, Atlantic Battery Systems, Lanes Yamaha, number 28F of No Panic, Davey Frantic. Davey Frantic in the 28F and Kerry Madsen in the 10B. Lap 1 for Kerry Madsen is third quick at 17.826, 17.826. Lap number 1 for Davey Frantic is fourth quick at 19.058, 19.058. Kerry Madsen here last year with the All-Stars finished up in the 5th position. And for Davey Frantic, he's a 2-time ESS winner. Kerry Madsen now second quick, 17.428, 17.428. Lap number 2 for Davey Frantic is going to be better to an 18.790, 18.790. So Brent Marks shows the way, 16.790, then Kerry Madsen, 17.428. So Brent Marks over 0.6 faster than the rest of the drivers so far. Still a long ways to go here in Flight A. Next up from Lubbock, Texas, the High Plains Building Division, Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock Wrecker, 5 Nights Truck Accessories, ShopTruckParts.com, number 1 of Brenham Crouch. And also on the racetrack from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Diesel Property Management, MAV Motorsports, number 42, it's Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42, Brenham Crouch in the number 1. Brenham Crouch making his Utica-Rome Speedway debut tonight. Lap number 1 for him will be fourth quick at 18.379, 18.379. Here comes Cy Lynch off the cushion to turn number 4. Lap number 1 for him will be fifth quick at 18.388, 18.388. Cy Lynch here in the past. Finished 6th with the All-Stars in 2023. Lap 1 or lap 2 for Brenham Crouch is better, 17.957, 17.957. Cy Lynch looking for improvement here on lap number 2, and he will find it 18.251, 18.251. He is fifth quick, and Brenham Crouch is fourth. That was one whale of a lap by Brent Marks, 16.790. I think we ran a 17.3 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, so Marks 0.6 faster than the hot lap time and 0.6 faster than anybody else right now. Next out of the racetrack from Harding, Pennsylvania, the Mechanical Service Company, White Bread Racing Enterprises, Valley Chevrolet, Slate Shocks, Privia Industries, number 79, it's Jordan Thomas. And also on the racetrack, making his High-Limit Racing debut from Fultonville, New York, the TJ Allen Bulk Services, Scenic View Campground, Westford Painting Company, Fish Creek Sand and Gravel, 87 speed, number 4P, it's Chase Moran. Chase Moran in the 4P, Jordan Thomas in 79. Thomas on lap 1 is 6th quick at 18.297, and for Chase Moran, a 19.209, 19.209. He is 8th quick, Thomas is 6th on lap 1. Jordan Thomas in the past, 2nd with the Empire Super Sprints in 2023. He was 17th with the All-Stars in 2022. Lap 1 is going to be 5th quick now at 18.134, 18.134. Lap 2 for Chase Moran is slower at 19.362. First one better, 19.209. He is 8th quick, and the Jordan Thomas is 5th quick. Coming out on the racetrack next out of Leesport, Pennsylvania. That is the Specialty Rigging Red Robin, Mid-Atlantic Machinery, Worms Hardscaping, number 10X of Reese Nowatarski. Reese Nowatarski in the 10X, and also on the racetrack from Visalia, California. Looked like he was not going to get up to speed. That is Corey Eliason behind the wheel. It's the Commercial Edge, CF Moto, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Rasmussen Service Center entry. Corey Eliason tonight, looking for that first Utica-Rome Speedway victory. He was 5th here with the All-Stars in both 2019 and in 2022. Reese Nowatarski, his first time here to the half mile. Lap number 1 for him will be a 19.623, 19.623. Lap number 1 for Corey Eliason will be 7th quick, 18.739, 18.739. Noah Tarski's best 4:10 finish so far this year came at Lincoln Speedway for the Weldon Sterner Memorial. It was 16th place finish. Lap number 2's better at 19.406, 19.406. Corey Eliason on lap number 2 is going to be better but stays 7th, 18.431, 18.431. Corey Eliason was 7th and Reese Nowatarski was in 10th. Coming onto the racetrack now from Hanover, Pennsylvania. He drives the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, and Lawrence's Body Shop number 1A of Jacob Allen. And joining him on the speedway from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Mobile One Toyota Racing Development, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation number 83 of James McFadden. James McFadden in the 83 and Jacob Allen in the 1A. Both of these drivers making their Utica-Rome Speedway debut here tonight. We got the extreme low line and the extreme high line used by both of them. Lap 1 for Jacob Allen will be 8th quick at 18.623, 18.623. And for James McFadden on lap number 1, he will be 3rd quick, 17.490, 17.490. McFadden ripping the 6-inch cushion around the Utica-Rome Speedway right now. Lap number 2 for Jacob Allen is going to be better, 6th quick at 18.126, 18.126. And for McFadden on lap 2, he's 2nd quick, 17.364, 17.364. 2nd quick for James McFadden on lap number 2. J-Max 2nd and Jacob Allen in 6th. So it looked like both lanes there had a little bit of speed, maybe a little bit more on the top, but the bottom looked like it could definitely put down a good lap here. As we keep on rolling, next onto the racetrack from Amsterdam, New York, the Miller Excavating and Landscape, Hutchinson Farm, Deneen's Repair Service, Stars Cafe, Panther Frameworks number 88C at Chad Miller. And also on the racetrack from Hannibal, New York, the Tom's Auto, JB Farms Logging, Van Loo Septic, Big Awesome Barbecue, Combs Trucking number 66H, it's Jordan Hutton. Jordan Hutton in the 66H and Chad Miller in the 88C. Miller getting a good piece of the curb right there off of turn number 4. Lap 1 for him is 9th quick, 18.312, 18.312. Lap number 1 for Jordan Hutton. He tries the bottom. It's a 12th quick lap time, 18.931, 18.931. Chad Miller slides up. Oh my goodness, he is trying to take the cushion out there for the rest of the night. Lap 2 is going to be better. 8th quick for Chad Miller. How about that? 18.244, 18.244. And for Jordan Hutton, he will be a little bit slower on lap 2. First lap better at 18.931. He is 12th quick, and Chad Miller, decent lap there for him, 8th quick at 18.244. I got a good feeling this is going to be an exciting qualifying session the rest of the way through. If these guys see that the top is fast, they are going to be trying to maneuver around that cushion very, very quickly, and it's going to be tough to do because it is thin. I was out there on the racetrack earlier. It's tough to run as they keep on going. Next car onto the racetrack from Buffalo, New York, the Airport Collision, Fiberworks Composites, Get It Dumpsters, number 7 NY, and Matt Farnham. And last year's winner here at the All-Stars at Fonda, New York, the St. Lawrence Radiology, BDR Speed, Charles Tibbetts Masonry, B&B Property Services, Westward Painting, number 01, and Danny Varon. Danny Varon in the 01, and Matt Farnham in the 7 NY. Lap number 1 for Matt Farnham will be 15th quick at 19.561 for Danny Varon. He's 11th quick at 18.601. Oh boy, Varon just almost went over the edge of the racetrack in turn number 1. He tried the bottom on lap 1. It did not work, and now Varon will try the top in 1 and 2 and the top in 3 and 4. As they come to the checkered, lap number 2 for Matt Farnham will not go any better as lap number 2 for Varon. He's 10th quick at 18.400, 18.400. 10th quick for Danny Varon and 16th quick for Matt Farnham. My mistake, Farnham was actually faster on lap 2 at 19.423. 4 cars left here in Flight A as we keep on rolling along. Last night's feature winners onto the racetrack now out of Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Raceway, Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Maxwell Raceway's number 49 at Brad Sweet. And also on the Speedway from Kokomo, Indiana, the Chalk Sticks Tours and Bars, Town Line Variety, Indy Race Parts, High Performance Lubricants, number 9P at Parker Price Miller. Parker Price Miller in the 9P and Brad Sweet in the 49. Sweet and PPM both making their Utica-Rome Speedway debuts here tonight. Brad Sweet on lap number 1. He goes 4th quick at 17.635, 17.635, and for PPM on lap number 1. He is 11th quick at 18.268, 18.628. Or sorry, 268. Brad Sweet working his way off the cushion, and he is letting it fly over there. Lap number 2 will be better, but still fourth quick, 17.488, 17.488. PPM, he'll try the bottom off of turn number 4. Lap number 2 is going to be slower at a 19.104. First one better at 18.268. This is the type of racetrack that is fun to watch qualifying. Got guys trying to work the bottom and the top here, Tony.
Chase, what I was going to say right before we went green in qualifying was Clinton Boyles waved me over during hot laps, and he said, mark my words, whoever goes quick time tonight is who can ever hang it out around the very top of this racetrack, and I think he was exactly right.
Yeah, you got to earn it if you want quick time here tonight. As we got our final car here in Flight A out of Monrovia, Indiana, driving the Avanti windows and doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, CoastalRaceParts.com. Number 13, here is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in car number 13. Peck, the track record holder here at Utica-Rome Speedway in the 2022 winner. Lap number 1 for Peck is going to be 6 quick at 17.855, 17.855. If you do not like a 410 sprint car trying to rip a 6-inch cushion on a half mile, I don't know what is wrong with you. There is nothing better than this. These guys working the ragged edge here off of turn number 4. Lap number 2 for Justin Peck will be 5th quick, 17.698, 17.698 for the 13 adjusted Peck. So Flight A will go to Brent Marks. He is quickest overall, 16.790. That is over a half second faster than James McFadden in second, then Kerry Madsen in third, Brad Sweet fourth, and Justin Peck in fifth. Jordan Poirier, Brenham Crouch, Jacob Allen, Jordan Thomas, and Chad Miller round out the top 10 as we get ready now with Flight B. This guy should be fun to watch right here on this racetrack out of Clovis, California. It's the Driven to Save Lives, Sandridge Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, number 14 of Corey Day. And also on the racetrack from Canton, Illinois, the Noss Drink, Zip Bombs, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Elliott's Custom Trailers, number 55, Chris Wyndham. Chris Wyndham in the 55 and Corey Day in the 14. Last year, Wyndham was on the front row of the All-Stars feature here, ended up in the 4th position. Lap 1 for Corey Day is a 17.252, 17.252. Good lap for Corey Day. That would have been, I believe, second quick in the first flight. Lap number 1 for Chris Wyndham, a 19.132, 19.13. Oh, Corey Day's off the racetrack in turn number 4. He keeps it fired and jumps back onto the speedway. And lap number 2, just for good measure, a 20.258 on lap 2 for Corey Day. Lap number 2 for Chris Wyndham will be better, 18.909, 18.909 for Chris Wyndham on lap number 2, but Corey Day, he is fastest so far in Flight B at 17.252. Once again, that lap time would have put him second in the first flight. Working his way onto the racetrack now out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, the SCC Trucking, PhilPools.com, Polk Brothers Racing, Dynatech Controls, number 17 at Dylan Norris. And also on the racetrack, it is the driver to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Derek Snyder Self-Made Racing, Wikers Livestock, RV 4-wheel drive, York Excavating, number 48 of Danny Dietrich. Danny Dietrich in the 48 and Dylan Norris in the 17. Two of the best in central Pennsylvania right now making their way around the racetrack. Coming off of turn number 4 for lap number 1 for Dylan Norris will be third quick at 19.159, 19.159. Lap 1 for Dietrich is second quick, 17.837, 17.837. Norris in his debut here at this racetrack. Dietrich, on the other hand, a 6th place run here with the All-Stars back in 2022. Lap number 2 for Dylan Norris will be better, 18.949, 18.949 for Dietrich. He is a little bit slower at 17.909. First one better, 17.837. He is second quick, and Dylan Norris is 4th. Here comes 2 more cars rolling trackside now out of Mercer, Pennsylvania. It's the Bill McCandless Ford of Meadville, Priest Enterprises, High Tech Lubricants, number 29 of Logan McCandless. Logan McCandless in the 29, and also on the speedway from Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Or sorry, that is Mark Smith, I believe, right? Yes, that is Mark Smith out there in the number 10. There's 4 10 cars here tonight. In the Sterling Lubricants, Paul Wino, Snap-on, Randy's Racing Filters, Hal Parker Engines, number 10 of Mark Smith. as they make their way around turns 3 and 4. Lap 1 for Logan McCandless coming up right now, and it will be a 19.638 for Mark Smith on lap number 1. He is at third quick, 18.518, 18518. Mark Smith here in the past, an ESS winner in 2016 in a 360. Here comes Logan McCandless off of turn number 4 for lap 2. It will be better at 19.454, and for Mark Smith on lap 2. He slows down to an 18.747. First one better, 18.518. McCandless, 19.454. They are 3rd and 6th so far in Flight B. Coming up next, out of Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Reading Foundation, number 26, it's Zeb Wise. And from Minden, Nevada, now living in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Max Moreso, Messina Valley Transportation, Hall of Vodka, number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88, Zeb Wise in the 26. Thorson running the cushion in 1 and 2. Zeb Wise will do the same down in turns 3 and 4. Zeb coming off 4. He was 5th here with the All-Stars last year. Lap 1 for him is third quick, 18.063, 18063. Lap 1 for Tanner Thorson is fourth quick, 18.299, 18299. Thorson in his debut in the state of New York was last night at the Outlaw Speedway. He finished 17th in that feature. Zeb Wise was 3rd. Lap 2 for Zeb will be slower, 18.213. And for Tanner Thorson on lap number 2, he will go better, 18.282, 18282. He is 4th quick, and Zeb Wise is 3rd. Keep an eye on this guy. It could be an exciting qualifying run out of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. This is the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Class 1 Transportation, number 39M of Anthony Macri. And also on the racetrack from Port Byron, New York, making his Highland Racing debut from in the Highside Raceware, Leo's Donut Factory, 2C Racing, number 2 of Dave Axton. Dave Axton in the 2 and Anthony Macri in the 39M. Macri never been here before to the Utica-Rome Speedway. He was 5th last night at the Outlaw Speedway. 7 wins so far in 2024 for Anthony Macri. Lap 1 for him will be 6th quick at 18.698, 18698. And for Dave Axton on lap number 1, he's at a 20.134, 20134 on lap 1 for Dave Axton. Macri making his way off of turn number 4, a little squirrely there. Lap 2 will go better, up to 5th quick at 18.289, 18289. Dave Axton on lap number 2 is not going to improve. It's a 20.144. The first lap better by 100th of a second at 20.134. Halfway through Flight B qualifying, it is all about Corey Day at 17.252. Here's the car that I thought it was earlier, making his way on the racetrack from Goshen, New York, the TAM Enterprises, Newman's Racing Engines, DMI, Smith Titanium, King Racing Products, number 10K of Joe Cotta. Joe Cotta in the 10K, and also on the racetrack from Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, the New Trenton Homes, Napa Auto Parts of Gettysburg, Silk Plumbing, Edge Web Design, number 66, it's Ryan Newton. Ryan Newton in the 66 and Joe Cotta in the 10K. Joe Cotta was supposed to run at Clinton County tonight. This is a 360 under the hood. They rained out early, so he made the trip over here to Utica-Rome. Lap 1 for him is a 20.433, 20433. Lap 1 for Ryan Newton is up to 10th quick at 19.515, 19515. Last night, Ryan Newton made the show over there at Outlaw Speedway, finished 24th in the feature event. Lap number 2 for Joe Cotta will be slower at a 451, and for Ryan Newton, he's up to 9th quick at 19.353, 19353. 9th quick for Ryan Newton and 12th quick for Joe Cotta. Coming up next out of St. Helena, California, it's the Rico Abreu, Kerbagajanian Racing, Messina Valley Transportation, Pacific Boring, Lucas Oil, Cane and Filters, number 24 of Rico Abreu. And also on the racetrack tonight, making his high-level racing debut, it's the driver out of South Onondaga, New York, the Monroe Mechanical, Petrie Painting, Warts Automotive, Panther Frameworks, Donath Motorworks, number 53 of Sean Donath. Sean Donath in the 53, Rico Abreu in the 24. Donath tonight utilizing a 360 engine He is the owner and operator of Panther Chassis, which is what he is running here tonight. Lap 1 for Rico is second quick, 17.540. 1.7540. And for Sean Donath on lap number 1, he is 11th quick at 19.403. 1.9403. Here comes Rico on lap number 2. We'll see if he can get up to Corey Day's time. It is going to be slower, 17.649, 1.7649. First one better, 17.540. And for Sean Donath on lap number 2, he is better at 19.358, 1.9358. 6 cars left to qualify here in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. The next one rolling onto the Speedway. A winner earlier this week with the series from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Spire Motorsports, number 7 BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. And also on the racetrack from Enumclaw, Washington, the Casey Kane race with Mike Kerb, Brumo's Collection, Factory Kane Shocks, Kane Spring Print number 9 at Casey Kane. Casey Kane in the 9 and Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Last year, Tyler Courtney was second in 2023 and second in 2022. He was second last night, and he's second in points. We'll see if he goes second quick. Lap number 1 is third quick, 17.645, 1.7645. Here comes Casey Kane on lap number 1. What has he got in the tank? It is the 8th quick at 18.355, 1.8355. Sunshine enters it. Oh, he's off the racetrack in turn 4, brings it back on. And for lap number 2, it is an 18.469, 1.8469. Casey Kane nice and easy off of turn number 4, and the second lap for him will be better. How about 6 quick, 18.092, 1.8092. 4 more cars to qualify here with Kubota Highlander Racing at Utica-Rome Speedway. Maybe a slight issue over in the push-off lane. Corey Day still fast at 17.252. Rico Abert second quick in this flight at 17.540. And Tyler Courtney 17.645. Danny Dietrich 17.837. And then it's Zeb Wise in 5th at 18.063. We got, looks like 1 car making its way onto the racetrack here. And that is the driver out of Lowville, New York. The Westward Painting Company, Tioga Construction, Empire Chrysler Dodge, Logan's Equipment, Suntrick Electricity, number 3 of Denny Peebles. Denny Peebles in car number 3. Peebles takes the green flag, makes his way into turn number 1, right to the cushion down there in that corner. Denny Peebles, 11th here with the Patriot Sprint Tour back in 2021. Peebles making his way through turn number 3 and off of 4, grabs a little bit of the cushion off that corner, and the first lap for him will be a 20.083, 208.083. Denny Peebles, last year with the All-Star Circuit of Champions at this race, was 16th in the main event. Denny Peebles failed to qualify for last night's feature at the Outlaw Speedway in Dundee, New York. Lap number 2 for him will be slower to a 20.134, 20134. First lap better at 20.083. Three cars left to go here in Flight B. Next onto the racetrack from Lebanon, Indiana. It's the True Timber Camo, Nice Crete and Landis block. GSU Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, PhilPools.com. Number 5 is Spencer Baston. And also coming onto the racetrack from Geneva, New York, the E-Lab Smokers Boutique, 103.5 Big Dog Country, Trinity Home Renovations, AB Insulation, number 21 of Jonathan Preston. Jonathan Preston in the 21 and Spencer Baston in the 5. Last night, Preston with a very impressive run, a low-key good run with High Limit Racing yesterday, 16th in that feature event. Lap 1 for Spencer Baston is second quick, 17.536, 1.7536. Second quick for Spencer Baston on lap 1. Now, lap number 1 for Jonathan Preston is 15th quick, 19.389, 1.9389. Great lap on the first one for Baston. Lap number 2 is slower, 18.171. First one better, 17.536. Lap number 2 for Jonathan Preston is going to be 13th quick, 19.279, 1.9279. So Baston was second, and Preston was in the 13th position. Looks like we do have a car firing. And it looks like that is going to be the number 3P of Parker Evans, the driver out of Appalachian, New York. Parker Evans was supposed to roll out a little bit earlier in the qualifying rundown. Actually, he was supposed to be in the group right before that, so not too far off of where he was supposed to be, as he takes the green flag and makes his way into turn number 1. Oh, nearly got the tractor tire down there. Parker Evans in the past was an 8th place finisher with the Empire Super Sprints back in 2022. Evans nice and easy around the inside of the speedway, coming across the start-finish line for lap number 1, and that time will be a 20.373. That is actually 19th of 20 so far, 20.373 on lap 1. Parker Evans tonight making his high limit racing debut here at Utica-Rome Speedway. And I think this one's going to be a little bit better for Parker Evans. Might be able to jump into the 19-second bracket, and it will actually be a 19-second lap. 19.409, 19.409. Parker Evans, 16th of 20 there on his second qualifying lap here in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Well, that will do it for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying, and your fastest driver overall tonight, driving car number 19. How about a round of applause for Brent Marks? Brent Marks, fastest overall, getting a good look at his lap time here on FloRacing, and boy, was he able to run that cushion to perfection on the exit of turn number 2, and he got in on it right there in turns 3 and 4 as well. I'm just letting you know, if you do not like this type of stuff right here, we cannot be friends. I mean, pounding the cushion, it is slick. It is a half mile. They are carrying a lot of speed into those corners, and to rely on that right rear tire up against a 6 to 8 inch cushion, that is something right there. And Brent Marks was like 6/10 faster than the rest of his flight in that number 19 car. Only driver in the 16-second bracket here tonight. Oh my goodness, I did not see the beginning of that. I saw the end when he jumped back onto the racetrack right there as the 14 of Corey Day. He was the fastest overall in the second flight of cars, as we now have the big block modifieds making their way onto the racetrack. For the call of that, let's send it back over to Chris Moore.
Thank you, Chase. After some awesome qualifying runs there for the high limit 410 sprint cars, the Three Bastards Brewing modifieds here at Utica-Rome Speedway make their way out onto the racetrack. Jamike Soul, the Fultonville, New York native, leads them out. The Palmer Service Center, DKM Fabrication number 76, the Carolyn Alton Palmer owned race car. Cody Clark, second year behind the wheel of a modified, the Hoyanger Racing Upstate Motorsports number 4 car out of Little Falls, New York, a winner last season at the Fonda Speedway. Behind him, a former Pro Stock regular, the Yerkowicz Auto Crushers, number 96. That's Andy Graves rolling off at turn number 2. Graves in the Yerkowicz Auto Crushers, 96. Tim Main, the main event, the Ted's Body Shop, Next Generation Graphics, number 86M. This should be number 8M out of New Berlin, New York. Pat Ward, the Genoa Giant, the BA Custom Headers, number 42P machine. Pat Ward working off at turn number 4. There's the man everybody's trying to beat. 3 features this season, 3 wins, and 3-time defending champion, the Hurlock Auto and Speed Westmoreland Golf Club. Givens Produce number 9S, that is Super Matt Shepard. Behind him, the man he beat late in the going just a couple of weeks ago, the Kelly's Country Kids Kelly's Country Kids Daycare, number 22. That is Brandon Walters. We've got one bottomed out, it looks like, over there at the top side of turn number 4. That's Jeremy Slazik, the Week Spray Foam Insulation, Christian Fabrications. Parks Companies, Charlie Tibbetts Masonry, number 16S. Christian Fabrications, Week Spray Foam on the side of that race car. A pair of our presenting sponsors for tonight's racing action, Scenic View Campground, all a part of the Christian Fabrications family. Jeremy Slazik, a winner at the end of last season. The West Winfield, New York native. Just 8 starts for him in a modified entering this season. Looks like the car is good to go. Ronnie Holmes, his first start of 2024, the Ralph's Complete Auto, number 82, the Vernon, New York native. Right behind him, Brandon Laux, his first season here at Utica-Rome, the Tri-County Collision, Erica's Cakery, number 23 car. Working off at turn number 2. Laux out of Masonville, New York. Aaron Jacobs, the Performance Signs number 16 car. Aaron Jacobs, a late arriver here in the pit area. There's Jim Becker, the 9J. Jim Becker, the Luck Grove NTC Net number 9J out of Middleburg, New York. Rolling right through the middle of turns 1 and 2. They're going to be scattered all across the racetrack. Another Vernon, New York native. This stretch is lawn care number 1X. That's Willie Decker working down the back chute. And behind him, out of Fonthill, Ontario, Canada, his first appearance here at Utica-Rome Speedway. He'll be with us tomorrow night as well, the 441. That is Boyd McTavish working down the home straightaway. Just ahead of him, the DKM Fabrication, Hoyinger Racing. Hahn Welding Supply number 34, that is Dave Constantino. Dave Constantino working down the back straightaway. Checkered flag is out. Matt Shepard, a 20.584, 2/10 quicker than the next best. Brandon Walters, a 20.811. Willie Decker, 21.099. Jeremy Slazik and Cody Clark, the top 5. But Super Matt Shepard in that 9S, and I know tonight is special for him. Of course, the modified world lost one of its legends, Barefoot Bob McCready, just a couple of days ago, and Matt Shepard posting a well wish out on Facebook to the McCready family and said rest in peace to the original number 9, Barefoot Bob. So the modified racing world mourns the loss of Bob McCready. Our well wishes go out to Tim and Jordan McCready and the rest of the McCready family. Group number 2, the Mercer Milling Company. Mini A number 19W, Justin Wright out of York, New York, will lead out group number 2. Behind him, rolling down the home straightaway, the Scenic View Campground, Christian Fabrications. McCain Welding number 77, that is Alan Barker. Barker out of Norwich, New York. Ted's Body Shop also on the side of that race car. Behind him, the Senior Services Incorporated, BDR Speed, Highside Seal Coat, number 12 car, that is Addison Bowman out of Mexico, New York. Addison Bowman, year number 2 for him behind the wheel of a modified. Behind him out of Lakeport, New York, driving the number 369 car, that is Jim Walsh. Working off at turn number 2, Jim Walsh in the all-blue number 369. 2 cars on your screen, the Killer Crate Racing Products, number 97, that's Bobby Hackle, the Godguard Motorsports entry. Hack Fab out of East Greenbush, New York. Behind him, driving the Highland Enterprises, number 27, Jason Riome out of Fort Plain, New York. Alan Hodge in the Brodell Fuel Group, Gilligan's Ice Cream, number 7H. Hodge out of Sherburne, New York. Mike Trouchold, the Quality Forestry Management, number 28T. Trouchold out of Roscoe, New York. Behind him, her husband can't be here. He's got NASCAR obligations at North Wilkesboro, but it is Jessica Friesen, the 1ZT's Core Pack Merchandising, Halmar International, number 1Z of Jessica Friesen. And behind her, the Wilcox Sealing and Paving, Wilcox Construction, Millman's Napa Auto Parts, Brodell Energy, Training Tales, number 84Y. That is Kid Rocket, Alex Yankowski, and Yankowski, now your quick timer in Hot Laps. Yankowski goes to the top of the charts. One other car we missed. Right behind Yankowski, the Jason Simmons Racing Fast Forward Dirtworks, number 98 out of Johnstown, New York. That is the Flying Squirrel, Rocky Warner. Warner the second quickest. So Hot Laps in the books for the Three Bastards Brewing Modifieds. Alex Yankowski, your quick timer at 20.512. Rocky Warner, 20.523, second quickest. Matt Shepard, 20.584. Mike Trouchel, 20.722. And Brandon Walters, 20.811. Alan Barker, Justin Wright, Jessica Friesen, Bobby Hackle, and Willie Decker, the 10 quickest in Three Bastards Brewing Modified Hot Laps. Again, a thank you to the folks at Scenic View Campground and Christian Fabrications and the Brodell Fuel Group for being today's title sponsor of the Double Down here at Utica-Rome Speedway. The Kubota High Limit 410 Sprint Cars are in town here at the Home of Heroes. When we come back here at Utica-Rome Speedway, we will get set for opening ceremonies and get set for 410 sprint car action here at Utica-Rome Speedway. Stick with us for those of you at home watching on FloRacing.
I'm Tyler Courtney, and you're watching High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
I think Port Royal means a lot to the area, and the Weichert family's been around sprint car racing, you know, since it's all started.
Honored and blessed to be able to race for good money.
You got to be good on the big places to win the big money in these shows.
75 grand and that badass trophy that they give you with the bowl and got the horns.
The fans in Pennsylvania are nuts anyway. They'll almost sell the place out, so it'll be pretty cool.
Bob Weichert Memorial Champion.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Your best days of the year start here at Kubota Orange Days. It's the year's biggest selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. Plus the year's best deals like 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today. Find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
And we are back here at Utica-Rome Speedway in Vernon, New York for the double down at Utica-Rome. We've got qualifying and hot laps done for Kubota High Limit Racing. We've got hot laps done as well for the big block modifieds. And it is now time to go downstairs for opening ceremonies. For that, let's go downstairs to TLP.
Thanks, Chase. Folks, welcome to Utica-Rome Speedway. Are you ready for some Kubota High Limit Racing? All right, here we go. We're going to kick things off with opening ceremonies. At this time, we ask if you are able to please rise and remove your caps as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Mr. Gregory Nitz.
Thank you. Let's continue to keep the families of Dave Eash and Bob McCready in our thoughts and prayers. We are told to love the Lord our God with all our heart, all our mind, and all our soul. And Jesus said, if you love only those that love you, what reward is in that, and what makes you any different? Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord God, thank you for this opportunity to gather today, Lord, here at Utica-Rome Speedway. This home of heroes, Lord, we pray that you would just Put a hedge of protection around each driver, the crew, the fan, and the officials, Lord. We thank you for the sponsors, the promoters, Lord, and just this opportunity to take a moment and give you thanks. We ask nothing of this world, just more of your presence. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Gregory. Folks, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing as we prepare to honor the nations of Canada and the United States of America with the performances of their individual national anthems. Here to perform both the Canadian and the United States national anthem, please welcome tonight's flagman, Joe Chris.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Folks, one more time, how about a round of applause for Joe Chris on both the Canadian and the United States national anthem. Great job. Well, folks, it's Friday night. We're in Vernon, New York, and for the 17th time in 2024, it is time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
Grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. Here we go. Heat races are on tap now. The first one brought to you by TJ Forge Wheels. Let's take a look at the lineup right now. On the pole, out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the 87 Speed, Sterling Lubricants, Paul Wino, Snap-on, Randy's Racing Filters, Al Parker Engines, number 10B, it's Kerry Madsen. And outside of him from Monrovia, Indiana, the Devontae Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13, it's Justin Peck. Row 2 on the inside from Lubbock, Texas, the High Plains Boating Division, Carbon Safety Technology, Lubbock Record, 5 Nights Truck Accessories, number 1, Brenham Crouch. And outside of him from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, thegroupbid.com, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, of Brent Marks. Row 3 on the inside from Harding, Pennsylvania, the Mechanical Service Company, White Bread Racing Enterprises, Valley Chevrolet, number 79, of Jordan Thomas. And outside of him from Apollo, Pennsylvania, that's the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, number 42, of Cy Lynch. Row 4 on the inside from Fonda, New York, the St. Lawrence Radiology, BDR Speed, Charles Tibbetts Masonry, number 01, of Danny Barron. And outside of him from Sussex, New Jersey, the Dave Frantic Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Escape Power Sports Plus, number 28F, of No Panic, Davey Frantic. And your final row in this one from Fultonville, New York, it's the TJ Allen Bulk Services, Scenic View Campground, Westford Painting Company, number 4P, Chase Moran. And final starter in this one from Buffalo, New York, it's the Airport Collision Fiberworks Composites Get It Dumpsters, number 7NY, of Matt Farnham. For the first time tonight, we get to listen in to Tyler Courtney's High Roller playlist here at Utica-Rome Speedway. Start us off on Tyler Courtney's High Roller playlist. TJ Forge Wheels was started by Taylor TJ Weld to build the best, no compromises Forge wheels for high-performance motorsports. We only build Forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. 8 laps, top 5, transferring to the feature. The winner and the fastest qualifier, that being Brent Marks, as long as he stays inside the top 5, will go to the dash. Here we go through turns 3 and 4. The first heat race of the night with Kubota High Limit Racing is green off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Justin Peck will jump around the outside and have the early lead over Kerry Madsen. Behind him, a race for the 3rd spot. It's going to go to the 19 of Brent Marks down the back straightaway, Chris.
Yeah, Marks got to run off the outside of turns 1 and 2. Took the 3rd spot away. Now he'll dive to the bottom side, trying to show a nose to Kerry Madsen. Working off at turn number 4. Madsen holds it as Peck tries to run away.
Peck leads lap number 1. He was the 2022 winner here with the All-Stars at the Utica-Rome Speedway. Marks throws a slider on Kerry Madsen, move him up to P2. If he can somehow gather up and get up to that 13 car, he could get the ace in the hole for the 2nd night in a row with Kubota High Limit Racing, but he's got to make up a ton of time as they work down the front straightaway.
Brent Marks is absolutely dialed in here early. Chased quick time by a healthy margin in qualifying. Now quickly 4th to 2nd in his heat race. Meanwhile, battle for the 4th spot. Jordan Thomas, the New Yorker, trying to show his local expertise, working to the bottom side of Brenham Crouch for 4th.
Yeah, Jordan Thomas was pretty good last night over there at the Outlaw Speedway, side by side down the front straightaway with the young driver out of Lubbock, Texas. First time here to Utica-Rome. Hooks the cushion in turn number 1 right there. Car gets a little bit upset, but it's going to work for him as he gets some speed. You can tell the wing is pulled pretty far back right now on the number 1 car, Brenham Crouch.
Crouch working the outside. Thomas trying to roll right around the Uke tires on the bottom side. Halfway through our first heat race of the night. Thomas going to drive it in deep. Slide job maybe on the menu. He's going to leave Crouch a little bit of space, but Thomas with the bike through the middle of the corner. Jordan Thomas drives off with 4th.
Car number 79 now up into the 4th position. Brenham Crouch slips to 5th. The next car behind him is Cy Lynch. He's really not too far behind. If these two get to race, and Cy Lynch could join the party. Now Brenham Crouch looks to the inside. Jordan Thomas says, I don't think so. Goes down to the bottom to block. Car off the racetrack up ahead of him. Kerry Madsen with a mistake right there off of turn number 2. And now Jordan Thomas might have a look at 3rd here by the end of this thing. Caution. We got one around. Yep. Turn 2, it's Matt Farnham. Matt Farnham off the racetrack and over the banking in turn number 2. He was running 9th at the time. The driver out of Buffalo, New York with issues here. And we will get him spun back around. We've got over halfway through this heat race here, so plenty of time. And this is going to be a great opportunity here for Brent Marks. If he can get by Justin Peck, he would automatically be on the pole of the dash here this evening by virtue of getting that ace in the hole, the fast qualifier, going from 4th to the win. We'll see if he can do that.
Yeah, Peck had been putting down a little bit better lap times out in front in the clean air. One thing I wanted to note there on Jordan Thomas running in 4th, we watched the highlights earlier. That car finished 4th in the All-Star Circuit of Champions A-Main a season ago, of course, with Stuart Friesen behind the wheel. So Jordan Thomas has a good notebook on that 79, see if he can keep it rolling. But, yeah, all eyes are going to be up front if Marks can grab that ace in the hole and get by Justin Peck.
A couple of these high-limit guys, and they might be just testing to make sure that that wing can go that far back. It's been a while since they've had to put them that far back in the trunk here. They're coming back to the green this time by with Justin Peck, Brent Marks, Kerry Madsen, Jordan Thomas, and Brenham Crouch. The top 5 transfers right now. Cy Lynch, keep an eye on the 42, as well as the 19 of Marks. Marks knows the format here. Might try and make a big move on Justin Peck into turn number 1. He'll go low, Chris. Looking for the slider for the top spot, and he's got it for a moment.
Marks makes the move. Peck crosses him over. Down the back straightaway. They go side by side. Peck with a nose in front into turn number 3. Marks going to try and maybe throw another haymaker at him. Peck beats him to the spot, but slips off the berm.
How did he hang on to the race lead? Fell off the racetrack and maintained the top spot. Justin Peck, that was a close call there. Marks slips back to second. Third spot now up for grabs as Jordan Thomas is trying to find a way by Kerry Madsen. They make their way down into turn number 3. Madsen goes to the bottom, going to try and slide that car up to the top of the racetrack on the exit at turn number 4. White flag is up in the air for Justin Peck.
Peck shook off the challenge from Brent Marks, working off at turn number 2. Peck now starting to stretch it out over the 19. Justin Peck flexing some muscle here in heat number 1 for the high-limit sprint cars.
Coming off at turn number 4, and it looks like it will be all the 13 of Justin Peck. He gets the win in heat race number 1. Brent Marks finishes up in second. Third spot goes to Kerry Madsen. Fourth spot, Jordan Thomas. And fifth spot goes to Brenham Crouch. So your results from TJ Ford's heat race number 1, going to the dash with the win, the 13 of Justin Peck. Second to the 19 of Brent Marks. He will also go to the dash. Third, the 10B of Kerry Madsen. Fourth, the 79 of Jordan Thomas. And fifth, the number 1 of Brenham Crouch. Your final transfer, Davey Franick, Cy Lynch, Danny Barron, Chase Moran. The remaining cars in that field, as well as Matt Farnham at the tail. Justin Peck had to hold off a challenge from Brent Marks, but he hangs on for the heat race win, and he will go to the dash, Tony.
Justin Peck raced here in 2019 and then won in 2022, but he told me before each one of those races the track had taken rain. No rain in the forecast today, Justin. So what does this much more traditionally slick New York racetrack feel like?
It's, man, it's just freaking hard to get a hold of, but you know, they got a nice little top to kind of rip around. You know, I'm a little nervous here going into this dash. You know, I feel like my car's pretty good, but like I said, it's just really only grip on a racetrack is just right around the top edge, and it's just something to kind of bounce off of and kind of get you going back the other way. So we'll, you know, we'll go back and I'll talk to it with Sean and Jake. You know, they've given me a really good race car so far tonight, so we'll just try to keep tuning on it and make this thing a little better.
That's Justin Peck and TJ Ford's heat race number 1.
Thank you very much, Tony. DMI heat race number 2 is up next. The pole sitter in this one is last night's feature winner from Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane race with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Maxwell Race Holes number 49 of Brad Sweet. Outside of him, from St. Matthew, Des-Belle, Quebec, Canada, the Mechanic Usinage, FM Industries, Staler Ventilation, Mega Pompage, Epic Racer number 28 of Jordan Poirier. Row number 2 on the inside from Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, the Auto Barn, Weinbrenner Motor Service, Lawrence's Body Shop number 1A of Jacob Allen. And outside of him from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the Mobile One, Toyota Racing Development, Broth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation number 83, James McFadden. Row 3 on the inside from Amsterdam, New York, the Miller Excavating and Landscape, Hutchinson Farm, Deneen's Repair Service, Stars Cafe, Panther Frameworks number 88C, Chad Miller. And outside of him from Kokomo, Indiana, it's the Chalk 6 Tours and Bars, Town Line Variety, Indy Race Parts, High Performance Lubricants number 9P of Parker Price Miller. Row 4 on the inside from Visalia, California, the Commercial Edge, CF Moto, B&L Holdings, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Rasmussen Service Center number 8, Corey Eliason. And outside of him, out of Hannibal, New York, that is the Tom's Auto, JB Farms Logging, Van Loo Septic, Big Awesome Barbecue, Combs Trucking number 66C of Jordan Hutton, 66H. And then row number 5 at Leesport, Pennsylvania, that's the Specialty Rigging, Red Robin, Mid-Atlantic Machinery, Worms Hardscaping number 10X of Reese Nowatarski. And your final starter in this one, we have not seen him hit the racetrack here tonight. It is out of Fulton, New York, the Martin Senior Paints De Beer Refinish 1821 Hemp number 17 of Sammy Reeks IV. He has had issues all night here at Utica-Rome, and it does not look like he will make the call here for DMI Heat 2. DMI race components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of central Pennsylvania, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. DMI Racing Components. Green flag next time by, and we'll listen in again to Tyler Courtney's high roller play. Pace truck pulls off. We're going green this time by 8 laps. top 5 going to the feature. The winner and the fastest qualifier of this one would be the 83 of James McFadden. If he stays in the top 5, he will go to the dash with the heat race winner. Off of turn number 4, DMI, heat race number 2, set to go to the green flag. Brad Sweet and Jordan Poirier. Green flag is out, Chris.
Into turn number 1 they go. Poirier hung side by side with Sweet. Sweet drifts up the racetrack. Here comes McFadden. Here comes PPM along the bottom side.
Wow, Brad Sweet, a rare mistake right there. Almost dropped it off the edge of the racetrack. Sweet now goes to the bottom, but Parker Price Miller has the race lead off of turn number 4. He'll lead lap 1 in DMI heat race number 2.
What a first corner for PPM, just able to hook the bottom side while everybody else got log jammed on the top side. Now here comes Poirier rolling the bottom side of 1 and 2. Brad Sweet struggling up on that cushion, and Poirier trying to dig along the bottom side to get by the 49. Sweet back to work on the top side, down in 3 and 4.
We had a change for the 5th position. Jacob Allen made his way by Chad Miller as they work down the front straightaway. That battle is not over yet. Miller in the 88C and Jordan Hutton in 66H trying to get back up to the number 1A car of Jacob Allen. Allen may be challenging James McFadden for that 4th position by the end of this thing. This time by 3 laps complete and 5 to go as PPM shows the way. It's the law firm at front.
PPM continuing to set the pace, and he's got a pretty healthy margin back to the big cat. Brad Sweet has shaken off the advances of Jordan Poirier. Right now, though, McFadden is under fire from Jacob Allen. There you see it. Allen not done. He got to a qualifying spot. Now trying to get by McFadden for the 4th spot as we come to the halfway here in heat number 2.
Halfway home in DMI heat race number 2. It's all Parker Price Miller. Brad Sweet, that early mistake cost him. If he cannot get back up to the law firm, it'll not be a dash appearance tonight for car number 49. Jordan Poirier running in 3rd. James McFadden in 4th, but Jacob Allen has seemingly reeled him in here over the last couple of laps, and Jacob Allen wants a little insurance policy here, does not want to be sitting on that bubble position. Chad Miller not too far behind as they work back into 1.
The law firm Parker Price Miller out in front. As you see, McFadden now has opened up a little bit of daylight back to the 1A of Jacob Allen. Allen right through the middle, now to the bottom side as McFadden slides up through the corner. McFadden again continuing to just stretch it out. 0.8 of a second, the difference between 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Jacob Allen on the bottom and James McFadden kind of rolling right through the middle part of the racetrack here. Now he goes still to the middle there in 3 and 4. Here's the white flag, 1 lap to go for Parker Price Miller. Huge lead over Brad Sweet, and he's looking to make the dash here at Utica-Rome Speedway in his debut here at this racetrack. 3 and 4 for the final time here in DMI heat race number 2. It is going to be a win from the from the 6th starting position. Parker Price Miller will get the job done. Brad Sweet finishes in 2nd. Then it's Jordan Poirier, James McFadden, and Jacob Allen, the top 5. So from 6th to the win in DMI heat race number 2, it is Parker Price Miller getting the win and going to the dash. 2nd, the 49 of Brad Sweet. 3rd, the 28 of Jordan Poirier. And 4th, going to the dash, the 83 of James McFadden. 5th, the 1A of Jacob Allen. Going to the B, Chad Miller, Reese Nowatarski, Jordan Hutton, Corey Eliason, and Sammy Reeks the 4th. Let's go downstairs to TLP. Parker Price Miller got to be happy about that.
PPM and TLP, you love when it comes together like that. All right, 6th to 1st. Now, be honest with me. Right after qualifying, you said you were not in love with how this racetrack felt. Do you feel any different now?
No. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, my car is way better there. You know, me, Fuzz, Hayden, Danny, we've all been working hard trying to get this thing better. You know, we all consider ourselves a crew chief. We're all just doing it as a joint together, and we sucked in qualifying. I didn't do a very good job. I could have been more aggressive, but hopefully, I think I made up for it in the heat race, and we're in the dash. So that's a start, and we'll just keep on trying to get this thing better.
6th to 1st in DMI heat race number 2. PPM out there getting jiggy with it, Chase.
Yeah, that was cool to see. I thought he started 3rd. I didn't realize he started 6th, Chris. Great run for him as we roll onto the speedway with heat race number 3. Here is the lineup on the pole out of St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Kerr Magagini and Racing, Messina Valley Transportation, Pacific Boring, Lucas Oil Cane and Filters. Number 24, it's Rico Abreu. And outside of him from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Derek Snyder, South Main Racing, Weikert's Livestock, RV 4-wheel drive, York Excavating number 48 of Danny Dietrich. Row number 2 on the inside from Enumclaw, Washington, the Casey Kane race with Mike Kerr, Bruno's Collection, Factory Kane Shocks. Kane screen print number 9, it's Casey Kane. And outside of him from Clovis, California, it's the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, Driven to Save Lives, number 14, Corey Day. Row 3 on the inside from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Class 1 Transportation, number 39M, Anthony Macri. And outside of him from Canton, Illinois, that is the NOS Energy Drink, Elliot's Custom Trailers and Carts, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bonds, TK Concrete, number 55, Chris Wyndham. Row number 4 on the inside from Geneva, New York, the E-Lab Smokers Boutique, 103.5 Big Dog Country, Trinity Home Renovations, AB Installation, number 21, Jonathan Preston. And outside of him from South Onondaga, New York, it's the Monroe Mechanical, Petrie Painting, Wirtz Automotive, Panther Frameworks, Donath Motorworks, number 53, Sean Donath. And your final 2 starters out of Mercer, Pennsylvania, the Bill McCandless Ford Meadville, Priest Enterprises, High Tech Lubricants, number 29, Logan McCandless. And your final starter in this one from Port Byron, New York, that's the Highside Racewear, Leo's Donut Factory, 2C Racing, number 2 of Dave Axton. Coming to green in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts, or 250,000 parts in stock, BR Motorsports only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and Triple X Chassis. Here we go, coming to the green flag in Heat Race number 3. It is Rico Abreu and Danny Dietrich as they come down the front straightaway. 3 wide already, Chris.
Corey Day went wide over there off of turn number 4, trying to find some bite at the drop of the green flag. Here comes a couple of Pennsylvania natives battling here for second. Dietrich shuts the door on Macri into 3.
Anthony Macri trying to fight his way forward. Started on the 5th position, now looking for second as they work down the front straightaway. Give that position to Anthony Macri down into turn number 1. Now Macri sets his sights in on the number 24, Rico Abreu. Dietrich off the racetrack. Brings it back on, and Corey Day is going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Dietrich struggling right now to get his feet under him. Here comes Casey Kane. Kane to the bottom side on Big Daddy. Chris Wyndham for the 5th spot. All 4 of these cars right together here off of turn number 4. Kane and Wyndham battling for a transfer spot.
The Triple Crown champion back to the inside, turn number 3. Throws a slider. Can he hang on to the top side of the racetrack? I thought he might have slipped off the edge there, but he hangs onto it. Casey Kane back to 6, and here comes Jonathan Preston, who was impressive last night at the Outlaw Speedway. He's trying to get in the mix as well. 3-car battle for the last transfer spot.
Yeah, this is a really good race here for that final qualifying position. Chris Wyndham now has it. Casey Kane. Here comes Preston. Preston to the bottom side. And here comes Sean Donath with the little 360 that could, pedaling around the bottom side, trying to throw his hat in the ring.
Yeah, don't forget about Donath. As you mentioned there, 360 under the hood and keeping up tonight with the 410s. That is something special about Utica-Rome Speedway. The 360s can keep up. That's how slick it is around this half mile. Donath trying to get there. Wyndham is there. Wyndham bobbles a little bit right there on the cushion, and Casey Kane's still not too far away.
Wyndham trying to settle into a groove and hang on to that 5th spot. Talked to Clinton Boyles earlier. Clinton said him and Chris just keep working together, keep trying to figure out what works best for each of them. Wyndham right now trying to hang on to a transfer spot. He'll go to the bottom side and block off a slide job from Casey Kane.
It looked like Kane was going to try and throw a slider, but Wyndham went down there, and Kane had to think better of it. Went to the outside. Jonathan Preston is there as well. Preston going to try and work back to the inside in 3 and 4. Wyndham's got the bottom wired. Preston slides it up to the high side, and Donna's not too far behind as well. 2 laps to go in this one in heat race number 3.
We've seen a good battle in just about every single one of these heat races. This one is for the final transfer spot. Casey Kane finds a little bit of bite through the middle off of turn number 2. Wyndham will drop to the bottom in turn number 3 to try and shut the door. Kane continuing to search around Utica-Rome Speedway.
Someone call the truck bar. Casey Kane's got the wing trunked here tonight into turn number 1, trying to find a way by the 55 of Chris Wyndham. They make their way down off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. The checkered's out. Rico Abreu wins it. We're looking at the final transfer going into turns 3 and 4. It looks like it might be Wyndham's to lose. Kane tries to run the high side off of turn number 4. It's going to be Chris Wyndham getting the final transfer spot. Your results from BR Motorsports heat race number 3. It'll be Rico Abreu getting the win and going to the dash. Second, the 39M of Anthony Macri. Third, and going to the dash, the 14 of Corey Day. Fourth, the 48 of Danny Dietrich. And fifth, we'll go to the 55 of Chris Wyndham. Casey Kane, Jonathan Preston, Sean Donath, Dave Axton, and Logan McCandless will round out the field in heat race number 3. Next up will be not BR Motorsports, but Winners Performance heat race number 4. Winners Performance has been manufacturing speed parts for the racing industries for over 65 years. Many of the winningest sprint cars in history are equipped with Winners quick change rears and driveline components. Visit winnersperformance.com today. On the pole of this one, he is the DJ of the night out of Indianapolis, Indiana. The NOS Energy Drink, Elliot's Custom Trailers Retard, Spire Motorsports number 7 BC, Tyler Courtney. Outside of him from Angola, Indiana, the Sundollar Restoration, Ford Performance, Sage Fruit, Race Reading Foundation number 26, Zeb Wise. Row 2 on the inside from Minden, Nevada, this is Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Race Oil, Messina Valley Transportation, Hollow Vodka number 88, Tanner Thorson. And outside of him from Lebanon, Indiana, the True Timber Camo, Nice Crete, Landis Block, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, PhilPools.com number 5 is Spencer Baston. Row 3 on the inside from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, the Sterling Lubricants, Paul Weno Snap-On, Randy's Racing Filters, Al Parker Engines number 10 of Mark Smith. And outside of him, the 17 car, that's Dylan Norris out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. In the SCC Trucking, PhilPools.com, Polk Brothers Racing, Dynatech Controls number 17. Row 4 on the inside, he's out of Suncoast, Queensland, Australia, the New Trend Homes, Napa Auto Parts of Gettysburg, Silk Plumbing, Edge Web Design number 66, Ryan Newton. And outside of him, out of Appalachian, New York, the 3P car of Parker Evans. Row 5 on the inside from Lauman, New York, the Westward Paint Company, Tioga Construction, Empire, Chrysler, Dodge, Logan's Equipment, Suntrick Electricity number 3, Denny Peebles. And your final starter in this one, out of Goshen, New York, the TAM Enterprises, Newman's Racing Engine, DMI, Smith Titanium, King Racing Products number 10K, Joe Cotta. Here's another song from the guy that starts on the pole. This one, your DJ of the night. That is Tyler Courtney. Listen in to his playlist one more time. Great day to be alive, and that is certainly the case here as we are sprint car racing in upstate New York, Utica-Rome Speedway. Coming to green this time by in Winners Performance heat race number 4. Tyler Courtney and Zeb Wise from the front row, 8 laps, the top 5 transferring on. With the winner and the fastest qualifier in this one, it is Spencer Baston. As long as he stays inside the top 5, he will go to the dash. Tyler Courtney, second here the last 2 years with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. We'll see what he does here. Spencer Baston, it's a great start. Gets to the inside of Zeb Wise and now inside of Tyler Courtney. 3 Indiana natives going at it nearly 3 wide as they work off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
One of the things about a slick racetrack, you heard Justin Peck talk about it, it is a tough place to get a hold of, but when you figure it out, it can be absolutely money for you. Spencer Baston looking a little bit like Brent Marks. Looks like he's got a hold of it as he quickly goes 4th to 2nd and now tries to reel in on Sunshine up front. Meanwhile, look at this battle back here. Paulie Colagiovanni through the middle of it all to 5th.
That's Colagiovanni's car. That's Mark Smith behind the wheel. He made a big move into turn number 1 right there to get by Dylan Norris and Tanner Thorson. Mark Smith, the veteran, getting by a couple of young guns right there. He's into the last transfer spot in car number 10.
Yeah, Mark Smith able to make the move into that 5th spot. Tanner Thorson suddenly finds himself on the outside looking in. Dylan Norris, now a battle of a couple of number 3 cars. Working down the back straightaway, Parker Evans and Denny Peebles going at it.
I'm sure these guys on lap 1, they grabbed a hold of that wing valve and pulled back hard, just trying to get some kind of downforce on these race cars. And Tyler Courtney, you can tell his is pulled back pretty far as he makes his way back into turn number 3. And there's Spencer Baston. He's running in the 2nd spot. Good run for the 5 car here tonight. He qualified well and now up 2 positions here in this 4th heat race.
Halfway through our 4th and final heat race for the Kubota High Limit Sprint Cars. Top 5 pretty well settled in at the moment as you see Zeb Wise running in the 3rd spot right now, but he's got a lot of ground to make up on 2nd place running Spencer Baston.
It's been an impressive weekend so far for Ryan Newton. He runs in the 4th spot, made the feature last night at Outlaw Speedway in the heat race. He's trying to do it again here tonight at Utica-Rome. 2 places he'd never seen before. And the Aussie right now running in 4th, looking strong in car number 66.
Yeah, looking real comfortable right now, just rolling right through the middle of the corner, letting the car slide up over there in 1 and 2. Now he goes to the bottom in 3 and 4, and there's the veteran Mark Smith using that key opening lap to get into a transfer spot, and now he's comfortably got it over Tanner Thorson.
Yeah, Thorson not close enough to really make any challenge of it. There's back to your leader as he comes around to the white flag this time by in Sunshine. A dominating performance here in this one. Mentioned it right before the heat race went green. He has been the bridesmaid the last 2 years here at Utica-Rome. 2nd in 23 and in 22. He's going to encounter a lap car here towards the end of this race. Joe Cotta up the road as Sunshine comes off of turn number 4, and he will win Winners Performance heat race number 4. 2nd goes to Spencer Baston, 3rd to Zeb Wise, 4th to Ryan Newton, and 5th will be Mark Smith. Your results from heat race number 4, presented by Winners Performance. The winner in going to the dash, the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney. Second in going to the dash, the 5 of Spencer Baston. Third, the 26 of Zeb Wise. Fourth, the 66 of Ryan Newton. Fifth, the 10 of Mark Smith. They all go to the feature. Going to the B, the 88 of Tanner Thorson, the 17 of Dylan Norris, the 3 of Denny Peebles, the 3P of Parker Evans, and the 10K of Joe Cotta. Spencer Basin, a good run in that one, going fourth to second. Real quick, while we got a minute, we missed one of Tyler Courtney's songs. Let's play that as Spencer Basin makes his way down. The guy with great fashion is down there right now. That's Spencer Basin with Tony Laporta.
Spencer Baston does have great fashion, and he looked fashionably fast out on track there in that last heat race. Going fourth to second. Spencer, what felt right about that race car and allowed you to move up those spots so quickly?
I was able to just roll the, sorry, I'm getting fumed out in here. I was able to just roll the start off of 4 and get a good start and finish where I kind of came out of 2 with. So I feel really good with what we're given. The True Timber 5's fast. Barry nailed it there for qualifying. So I don't know if this is what we're going to do the rest of the night, but we'll see. Hopefully it just gets racy or stays racy and through traffic, I'm sure. So try to just draw well here in the dash. I think air is important here, and hopefully we nail this setup in the feature and be able to bring one of these home.
Fourth to second for Spencer Baston in Winners Performance Heat Race number 4. And as you guys just heard him say, even after advancing up the leaderboard, this New York slick dirt is still throwing these guys for a loop. They're not sure what they're going to stick with as far as the setup. They're going back to the pits now to keep working on it.
Yeah, the crew chiefs are going to be the ones that are earning their money here tonight at Utica-Rome Speedway. That is for sure. Want to let you race fans know, whether you're watching at home on Flow or here in the grandstands, that we have canceled the roulette dash draw wheel. The dash draw will take place at the trailer tonight. There is a chance of rain later on, so we want to make sure that we can get this show in as quickly as we possibly can. So no dash redraw wheel tonight. Chris, we've got modifieds making their way onto the racetrack.
Yes, sir. First of 3 heat races making their way out onto the racetrack. Pole position, the Ted's Body Shop, Next Generation Graphics. Number 8M out of New Berlin, New York. That's Tim Main, and alongside of him, hailing out of Fultonville, New York, driving in the Palmer Service Center, DKM Fabrication. Carolyn Alton Palmer owned. Number 76, Joe Mike Soul. Row 2 inside out of Sprakers, New York, driving the 1ZTs, Corpac Merchandising. Halmar International, number 1Z, the fastest mom in racing, Jessica Friesen. And alongside of her out of Roscoe, New York, driving in the Quality Forestry Management, number 28, that's Mike Trouchold. Row 3 inside out of York, New York, driving in the Mercer Milling Company, number 19W is Justin Wright. And alongside of him out of Middleburg, New York, in the Luck Groove, number 9J is Jim Becker. Row 4 inside at Fort Plain, New York, the Highland Enterprises number 27 car is Jason Riome. And alongside of him at Brawl Albin, New York, the DKM Fabrication, Hahn Welding Supply. Hoyanga Racing number 34 is Dave Constantino. And the 9th and